What is going on, guy? I know this is kind of like a add-on to my Westbrook video, but the MLB trade deadline was a couple days ago, and I thought it was a very good trade deadline. My Cardinals didn't make any moves, but there were a lot of teams out there making moves, and a lot of teams that really got really better. The Giants, I know a lot of people were like, the San Francisco Giants isn't even near. They're gonna win the World Series. That's not a guarantee. The Tigers are literally right behind them, and they need to keep competitive. The Marlins added Andrew Cashner, even though Colin Ray got sent back to the Padres because he got injured in his very first start against the Cardinals. And there were a lot of teams that really upgraded, especially the Indians. The Indians and the Rangers really did a lot, and I think they could really be the World Series favorites now. The Cubs added Chapman. He's one of the best closers in the game, threw 105 his rookie year. And they also added Joe Smith, and they're really set. I don't know who can stop that Cubs team. They're a hell of a team. I don't like them, but I'll take nothing away from them. They have a 9-game lead on the Cardinals, 12-game lead on the Pirates. The Pirates really didn't do nothing at the trade deadline. I mean, they added Ivan Nova, but he ain't really the starter they really needed. They traded Francisco Liriano to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, I really expected them to do more. The Yankees, surprisingly, I know a lot of Yankee fans aren't going to enjoy this, but they have the best farm system. I know a lot of people want them to win all the time. It's time for that team to rebuild. They're probably going to release A-Rod, Teixeira. They're all getting old. They got to rebuild. They have the best farm system in the majors now. There are a lot of people who might not want to be facing the Yankees again in a couple years. That was a good move by Brian Cashman to bring in young talent, get a couple good prospects from Cleveland and Chicago, and really rebuild that team. They weren't going to make the playoffs anyways. They weren't going to even, I mean, if they did, they just get their ass whooped to get eliminated in the first wild card game like they did a couple years ago, I think, against the Tigers. So there ain't really much the Yankees could have done. They probably did the most of the trade deadline prospect-wise. Rangers did the most, adding LaCroix and Beltran to their major league team. And I'm going to predict it right now, World Series, Rangers and Cubs. That's my prediction for the World Series. I don't like the Cubs, but I think they're going to make the World Series. They just have too good of a team to just be destroyed like they did last year against the Mets. And I think they could really be a dangerous team come October. They're a dangerous team now, so wait till they get in the playoffs. So that's a really interesting MLB trade deadline. Just went over in case you guys didn't hear what happened. I know most of you guys did. That's just my opinion on the teams that did the most. I know it's pretty obvious which teams did the most, but you know how fans are. They're self-centered and only care about their team. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm at the line with the greatest center of all time, Roy Hibbert, who's now with the Charlotte Hornets, aka Bobcats. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my talk about the MLB trade deadline. I know I'm on NBA, just wasn't on MLB right now, but this is the Gaming Icon 99 here with another video, and that podcast will be in a couple days hopefully. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys later.